Hey guys, Comics with Callaway here. Just driving home, been doing some errands in town and things like that. Just thought I'd do a video of just a recorded video on my phone of just my thoughts on the industry and Comicsgate and comics and the mainstream industry and comic shops and stuff. I was watching the stream on John Mayland's show last night, yesterday with Dan on there, and he kept bringing up about the Comicsgate guys not wanting to go into comic shops or hating comic shops and stuff. My opinion on it is, I think with like Ethan and Zach and John Mayland and Sweetcast and the Umbrella guy and all those guys, it's not that they hate comic shops or that they don't like comic shops or they don't want to go in comic shops. I think they've just realised and they've copped so much flack and so much criticism and hate for their opinions and stuff that I think they've just lost interest, and I don't think they feel like they need to go to comic shops, because when you look at somebody like your boy Zach, he tried to get his books in comic shops and got shut down and completely blacklisted. And at that time, and even up until now, all these people say, they don't put their books in comic shops. How many people, if you can tell me in the comments, or even if you can, how many comic shops have come out in defense of these guys and say, to hell with what the weirdos and on Twitter and the far leftists in the industry are saying, we'll stock your books if you want to sell them to us. I don't think any shops come out in defense of them. And I know even like my comic book shop, he's only small and he doesn't get a lot of books. But I've mentioned, Ethan and Zach and stuff to him, and he doesn't like them either. He won't. I don't think he'd stock them either. Not so much the fact that they're politics and stuff. They're just, I don't think he's interested in getting them. So in that sense, so you can sort of see why they don't want to go into the comic shops, because like Ethan says, he's give his whole life to this industry, and they've just completely tried to ruin his life and ruin his ability to feed and support his family and things like that. So why would they bother to go into comic shops? Then you also make the other argument of how people have been saying on Bleeding Cool and Rich Johnston and stuff, saying that Ethan's mean for not caring that this pencil's down and people are being told to stop working. Do you really think you'd care if an industry conspired against you and tried to ruin your life? Would you care if something happened to them? And not meaning something physically, I meaning that if they lost their job, I don't think you'd really care. I think Ethan does care, and so does Zach. You can tell with Zach that he loves the industry, and he's actually disheartened and heartbroken over it, that the industry is failing. But as he points out all the time, the numbers don't lie, the facts don't lie, that comic shops and comic retailers could be making money if they had these books in the shop. But they've chose to side with these far leftists and in the mainstream industry that have blacklisted them and shunned them out. So when people say Ethan doesn't care about the industry failing, I think that's wrong. I think he does care about the industry. He is saddened to see it fail, and same with Zach and Umbrella Guy and John Mayland. They're all heartbroken to see it fail. But I think they've copped so much flack over just because of their political beliefs, and that they don't want politics in books, that they've been ostracised from the industry. And it's like, at that point, where does the line get drawn to whether they should care or not? You know. So I think the fact that people saying that they don't like comic shops, that argument's just mute, and it doesn't make any sense. They love comic shops. If they didn't love comic shops, they wouldn't be in the comic industry. Comic shops is what's made the industry. But comic shops haven't done themselves any favours by not wanting to have their books in the store, and in my opinion, whether I'm right, if I'm wrong or if I'm right, let me know what you think. But retailers also need to hold themselves accountable too, I think, to an extent, for continually putting up with what Marvel and the mainstream and DC are doing. You know, buying these ridiculous amount of books to get one cover, a variant cover of a book that's not going to sell anyway. You know, so I don't understand why these retailers keep buying these books when they know they're not going to sell. I know they got to buy books because that's what customers want, and they don't buy all the books because obviously if they did, the industry wouldn't be where it is. But it gets to a point where, I'm not saying the retailers are at fault, they're doing their best and that's their livelihood, but I feel like if there was more and more retailers out there that just said, we're not buying this, we're going to buy other books, we're going to explore other options, Marvel and DC would eventually get to realise that, hey, we're not selling any books, we need to stop making this crap. But I feel like as long as the retailers keep buying these books, Marvel's going to keep printing them, DC's going to keep printing them. I might be wrong, I might be way off base here, but that's just my opinion. I'm not that well caught up in how the industry works and that sort of thing, but I just feel like if more and more comic shops banded together and just said, we're not buying this crap anymore, the mainstream would have no choice to stop producing these politically correct crap books. And that's just my opinion anyway. It's like, I know, like my shop, he's only small and he doesn't get a lot of books. He's diverse in other stuff, but yeah, he doesn't get the new books. He won't buy them because he can't sell them. And where I am, there's not a big market for comic books where I live, so he doesn't get them. And that's why I thought more comic shops just stop buying it altogether and start, diversifying their shop, things might change. But I guess it's, why people keep buying the stuff from Marvel, no matter they'll stop making it. And I might be wrong, but but then again, when you see on Comic-Con, when you see books that are only selling 800, like Mags Massaggio books, and people obviously aren't buying them, and companies still make them. So maybe my whole logic is completely out of whack. Who knows? But yeah, maybe with this whole beer flu, like when it comes to the end, when it's finally all said and done, maybe the industry will be better off for it, and who knows? Maybe comic industry will change, and maybe it'll change for the better, and maybe things will change for the better, and we won't be getting as many woke books anymore. But I was watching your boy Zach's video the other day, and he made a point where he says maybe that when the industry does restart again and they have to start from scratch again, the money won't be there, so maybe then we will only get more of these politically correct, diversity hire books, because they're the only creators that'll work for peanuts. These big name talent writers and creators, they're not going to come to work for shit wages. So Zach might be onto something there, where we might actually get the double-edged sword at the end of this, and it might even be even worse, because the comic industry will be scrounging for money that they now will only pay cheap dollars, so we will only get the diversity, talentless creator hires that we've been seeing, that we've been getting for the last 4 or 5 years. So who knows? And I see that comics now on hold again till, is it August, something like that? So that's puts even further money loss, and more creators out of work, and more pencils down and stuff like that. So I think when this is all said and done, things are going to be very different, but whether it's good, better, or whether it's worse, that will be yet to be determined. And I know down here in Australia, our lockdowns and stuff like that aren't as bad as America and Europe, but we're in summer here, so we're going to come to winter in the next couple of months, and things might get worse for us. So I know before the COVID happened, back in around December, just gone, December 2019, January 2020, we had more shops in Queensland close. One shop was a supplier, like a warehouse supplier that supplied a lot of shops. They closed their warehouse distribution side, so now they're only a retailer. So now a few retailers went belly up over that. Like my shop now, he can't get books, and now a lot of shops are getting books from Melbourne, and now floppies in Australia now are anywhere from $10 to $15 for a floppy. And if you're like me, I'm not going to pay $12 to $15 for this politically correct crap that Marvel's pumping out. So we'll see what happens at the end of all this, but that's just my thoughts, guys. Just wanted to do a video while I was driving home, thought I'd try something different. That's my thoughts on it. I don't think it's the Comicsgate guys that I don't think it's that they hate shops. I think it's that they've just been attacked and ostracised so much from the industry, and I don't think anyone can recall many shops coming out in defense of them or anything like that. So it's like, where does the line get drawn of where you owe people your business just because it's business? And I think Ethan says it well, when the industry is changing, people don't want to leave their house anymore. People just want to get stuff online delivered. That's why streaming services have become so big, and movie theaters are dipping away. But yeah, this is just a bit of a rambling video, guys. Just thought I'd try it, see how we go. Let me know what you guys think. Again, please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Please subscribe to the channel, share our videos, spread the word with it. Down here in Australia, just started the channel, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys.